busters?
Dad's all torn up and Mom's got like a harpoon thing in her neck and they're getting bigger.
They'll eat anything.
You know, those, man-eating hairballs that you do not believe in.
Critters. They bite.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of They Bite. We're keeping it fresh. We're back. We took a break and you missed us. And I'm Sean and Chris is here.
I'm here and I am a new man. I am married now.
You are. I didn't even get to bring it up. I was going to bring it up. It was ruined. Congratulations, my friend. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there and, made some rude comment,
In case you're wondering, no, it was not a Critters themed wedding.
Guys, it was like on Easter though, wasn't it?
It was close. It was on April 3rd, so
April 3rd, yeah.
Just 2 days away.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I saw some pictures. So, outside of that big Critters news, this is one of the best Easters us Critters fans will probably ever get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there watching Critters with my significant other, and they'd never seen Critters 2, so it was nice. Movie ends, and I pop up the internet, and you had tagged me in a post. Could not believe it, man. Behind-the-scenes footage from Critters 2.
Yep, and not just behind-the-scenes footage, but like 5 minutes worth of behind-the-scenes footage.
Like, well, let's face it, we probably would have settled for that being the only bonus feature, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if that's all they would have given us on that Blu-ray, we would have been like, hey, man, we didn't expect 1 minute, let alone 5.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've been hounding the Kyoto brothers to release footage forever. And I get, like, I think the one time they released one little bit of footage of the giant critter ball from Critters 2, like maybe a year ago or something, maybe not even that much, but just to shut me up, I think. He was just like, here's, we got something, just take this. I don't know if you remember that or not, but it was like 30 seconds long. And they kept telling me that they were having problems with getting their, I guess, I don't know if it's film or whatever they shot it on, converted over to a digital file. And that was what their process was that was holding them back. So I've just been letting it go. I've not been asking them for a while. Just every once in a while, I'll just say, hey, it'd be cool if we still had some more stuff. And just nothing. And then all of a sudden, Fangoria is like, hey, we just asked the Kyoto brothers to give us some footage. And here you go.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for letting us know where we stand, Kyoto brothers. I guess we're not Fangoria magazine. Hasn't been relevant in 10 years. Sarcasm.
They were probably holding on to the footage for maybe a little bit to maybe amp it up with an actual company such as Fangoria. They just probably didn't want to just release it online where nobody would see it. They wanted to actually put it through.
Oh, I'm being
a company like that.
Man. They totally went about it the right way, and also it made my week, let alone my years so far.
Yeah, it was strange how Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, just the fact that they give us that little bit gives us so much hope for how much bonus footage is actually going to be on these Blu-rays when they come out.
Yeah. Well, I have a thought about that here in a second, but the way I saw this is I just happened to grab my phone and I was scrolling through Facebook and I just happened to see a post shared by Fangoria, and I was like, Fangoria is just now starting to do their little comeback thing. I wonder what they've been posting. So I clicked on it and scrolled down through their feed for a little bit, and it was like a few minutes, like they posted with like 3 or 4 different things within a few minutes. And I think Critters 2, the behind-the-scenes footage, had only been posted for like 13 minutes. And I was like, that's weird how I just randomly go over there just minutes after it's been posted and find it. And so I immediately had to like share it and everything. And
it was about time you found something for me.
Yeah. But we'll jump into what's actually shown. I know everybody here has probably already seen it, but we'll talk a little bit more about it. But the thing is within 3 to 4 days, that video had already garnished over 42,000 views
It's amazing. Yeah, it's like the biggest feat Critters has had since the early '90s, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't. That was a few days ago, so I don't know exactly how much it is now. It's
Yeah,
probably close to 50,000 or so now,
and
I'd say.
and I love that footage, man. I was like, oh, the shots of them chomping on the bones, um, better than any shot in the movie.
It's
Maybe it's
great.
just because it's new,
My
but it's
my favorite scene is the one where it shows like the gunshots going into it.
oh yeah, that was so cute. Just fucking die, you know. You just get to focus on them for so long in this footage, and it's just like it's seriously a dream come true.
I'll,
Just
I'll
to be
tell
able to,
you, I'll tell you something that I did that made it a lot more enjoyable for me. The first time that I watched it with no sound. Um, I was with a group of people and stuff when I first saw it, so I wasn't able to listen to it. And I watched it with no sound, and I was just getting all like focusing all on the behind the scenes stuff. And then when I got home, I was able to actually listen to it and stuff and hear all the people in the background. So it was like watching it two different ways. It was really cool.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I literally got to watch it as the credits were rolling to the end of the movie, so it was almost like as if a DVD existed with a bonus feature, you know.
Very
It
cool.
was really cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Best Easter ever.
And
Um,
the only thing is,
I've had some good Easters too. I know that sounds funny, but
the only thing was at the end of it, they show the giant ball and they're like rolling it a little bit across town, and then it cuts to like clips of the movie of them using it. I don't know, like, was that actual shots from the movie or was that just like test footage?
yeah, no, it is. It is. I almost think they clipped it together.
Okay, I was thinking, cause at first I was like, huh, did they actually put this in there with the movie, or did they just use
No,
like test footage to do this? Because
I almost feel like they clipped that all together years ago, and it's been sitting there because it still seemed like it was clipped together on film. You know.
yeah, it looked really, really good. And
Yeah.
I was super happy to get, but then I started thinking, I hope this isn't all that they have. Like they weren't saying that they had all this footage and they edited it down to a 5 minute segment and
No,
then released it.
I don't think so, brother. I think that there's like infinite footage. I think every scene that we can think of in the movie, it almost seems like the Kyoto brothers set up their own footage, and we're ahead on the game. I'm like, we want behind the scenes footage. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a relevant thing someday. But cause they seem overly prepared. Like we're probably when it finally gets released, I have hopes that we're going to get more behind the scenes footage than most movies even do. Because I think those guys cared about documenting their process back then.
Yeah, I hope they have enough footage from like the first movie as well as like three
Yeah,
and four.
I can't even imagine footage from the first movie, and 3 and 4. For some, maybe 2 seems likely because some went up last year, as you mentioned like 10 minutes ago. But I just can't ever picture it. But God, I hope so. Which would you rather see of all 4 movies? Which would you rather see behind the scenes footage from?
Probably part three
Yeah.
because I've already seen a little bit from part one, a little bit from part two, and three has the most critter use out of three and four. So I think
Yeah.
that's the one that I want to see the most. Because
Me
nobody's
too.
ever seen any behind the scenes footage from part
Me
three or
too.
four.
Now that we've gotten what we just got from Critters 2, I agree. It would have been Critters 2. But that 5 minutes of footage was so good. I mean, it just, I don't know, it did it for me. I can't picture any more. I want more, but it was so fucking fulfilling.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I just really want to see part 3 and 4 footage.
Yeah. So guys, if you have no idea what we are talking about, please go to the Critters Rehatched Facebook page, and
Yeah,
it might be the most newest one. I'm not sure, but on there I posted a link for the video for the behind the scenes footage. You can go and watch it. And you know what we're talking about.
yeah. And I don't know, I'm just fulfilled, man. That was great. And I can't believe they did it. Like they actually dropped it on Easter. You know, obviously, how many views did you say? God, I mean, people care. Horror fans care, but not like you or I. I mean, I'm sure you were geeking out too.
Oh,
Um,
I definitely was. Like
no, I just,
as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god.
no, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there with Finn. I'm just like, I know you just saw this movie, but I've been waiting my whole life for this behind-the-scenes footage, so you don't even know. You're just like, oh, there's behind-the-scenes footage? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that movie we just watched, that makes sense. Like, no, it doesn't.
Like there's sometimes whenever something will happen, I might have already talked about this before, but something will happen critters related. It'll get posted, like you say, a behind the scenes footage of some sort, and I see it, and I just got to step back from a moment and not watch it, not look at it, like even like news for a new show or whatever. I just got to step back and I got to like just let it soak in, think about what I could, picture it in my head, and then go look at it and read it. Like,
yeah, absolutely, man. What else? We got any other news? I feel like you just brought up something before we started the podcast.
I did, and okay, this is a magazine that was released in 1988, and I am just now discovering this. Okay, so I picked up a magazine from Cinema Fantastic. I think it's like a UK magazine, but this issue covered an article on Critters 2 and had interviews with Mick Garris. And the very first paragraph says, here, I'll just read it to you, and we'll talk about it. It says, in October of last year, New Line Cinema accompanied its national release of the film The Hidden with a preview trailer promoting their upcoming release of Critters 2, touting it as The Bite is Back. At the time, not a single frame of film had been shot, though the sequel to the 1986 film was set to open just 6 months later on April 22nd. So there is...
And did it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. So we could find this VHS and see this clip, maybe?
I'm hoping because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a black screen that says, The Bite is Back, Critters 2, the main course, coming soon.
Well,
or if there's an actual footage of something that was made as maybe clips of the first movie or something. I don't know, but the other thing that kind of confuses me a little bit is, was this attached to a theatrical release of The Hidden? Because it just says national release.
And, yeah, I know that would fuck. I mean, I can't believe it. What year was The Hidden released?
It would have been 80. It'd have been 88.
88.
Yeah, because that's when Critters 2. Well, I guess it could have been. It was scheduled in April. It was 6 months. It would have been 87. Yeah.
87. I'm going to see if I can find us a copy right now while we're doing the cast.
So if anybody is listening to this, if you have a VHS of The Hidden, preferably one that is like a promotional release.
Like a screener?
Yeah, like a screener, promotional release, or the original VHS release that came out in 87. Please either watch it or send it to us and let us know or something. If you know about this preview, we want to see it. We want to know what it is. Even if it's just a black screen that says Critters 2 coming soon. Like, I don't care what it is.
Yeah, we want to preserve everything. And that it has a tagline that we didn't know existed. That'd be cool to see. There's a copy on eBay we could probably get for like $6 if you wanted, man. If no one comes forward.
All right.
The original 87. That's worth the money to me to check her out, honestly.
Oh, I'll see what I can do if I can get that, man. I saw this. I just happened to, decide like a few minutes before we did the podcast that I was going to read this article real quick, and it was there, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the next thing is I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Mick Garris, and I asked him what it was, and he said, I don't think I ever saw this, but the guy who wrote that article, his name is Taylor White. He said he was a extra in the church scene in Critters 2.
That's interesting that Mick would even remember that about him.
Yeah, that's strange. But maybe he's worked with him before and other things. But
I wonder who it is. I mean, fuck. But well, that's pretty interesting. We're definitely going to have to get a copy of that, so the next podcast we can at least talk about it if it wasn't there. Because who knows? It could have been the theatrical trailer teaser thing, but I don't know. I think it seems more likely that it'd be on the tape.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a theatrical where you go to watch The Hidden in theaters and there was just a little tiny black screen that came up. Maybe even the words Critters 2 were chomped out by teeth or something like that, and it would just say The Bite is Back, coming soon or something.
Yeah, I could picture that as well.
But we're intrigued. We want to know what it is. I'm really curious.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to, track down this information and let everybody know.
Yeah, I'm just finding more and more stuff on critters like each week. Like there's something new that I
man,
found.
it is. It's fucking awesome. This is the year of the kite, as we said on the very first podcast.
Yeah.
And I stand by that statement.
There is something else that I can talk about too.
Ooh.
So
your marriage?
No. This like a week before I got married.
I do it.
me and my wife went to Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course.
And Dee Wallace was there, but I'd already met Dee Wallace like 6 times or whatever. And I didn't want to spend money on going back up meeting the same person, so I spent my time and effort in meeting Brad Dourif, who played Albert in Critters 4.
Yeah, most notably of his career.
However, when I got up there, I laid my poster down, and I said, everybody is here for you to sign their Child's Play stuff. I have something that most people probably haven't even talked to you about. And I rolled the poster out, and I said, Critters 4. And he just kind of had this weird look in his face. And I knew at that moment that you were right, Sean, and he had no memory of working on this film whatsoever. And I said, the Critters franchise is my favorite film franchise of all time. I absolutely love it, and I'm glad that you were a part of it. And he said, thanks. I think I did 2 of these movies. And I said, no, you only did part 4. He stopped signing his name, looked back up at me and said, no, I did 2 of them. And at that point, I was so let down, the fact that he had no memory but like false memories of even doing it, that I just didn't care anymore. So I just let him finish signing it, and I didn't say another word, and then I got my photo with him, and I moved on.
I was right. It's sad, man. I know. It's kind of a bummer. But
that probably means I'm the only person in the entire world who has a Critters 4 poster signed by Brad Dourif.
You're fucking right, man. I bet you're the only person that's brought it up to him, too. So if anything, honestly, man, I still think it's a pretty cool story. I've told a few people. But it's pretty funny. You just kind of walk up to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I was in 2 of them.
I was like, no, you weren't.
This guy doesn't remember so much that he thinks he was in it more than he was. I was a star, right?
But another thing, too, is while I was there, I was walking around the convention all weekend, and I never once saw anything Critters related except for one item. And there was an item I already had, so I didn't bother with it. So come Sunday, the day when everybody's packing up, ready to leave and everything, I just decided to make one last round, and we go and meet a couple more celebrities like David Arquette and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pass down these aisles just one more time. And I look up, and there's this like shadow box glass Critters 3 framed picture thing, and I don't know how to explain it, but it was.
I saw it. Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
Well, that's not the one I'm talking about.
It isn't.
I saw the one. It was Critters. You know how the Critters 3 VHS has like the critter ripping through the poster art of the city or whatever. It was that in like a 3D form on a piece of glass, like a mirror thing, and it was like I don't know how to describe it, but it was really, really cool, and it caught my eye, and I had to immediately go talk to the guy. So I was like, what is this? And how much is it? And he was like, it's $85. I was like, oh man, I was thinking about buying it. And as I'm starting to turn around to go talk to my wife, well, fiance at the time, I look up, and in the corner there is a Critters 2, I guess, shadow box, where it's the giant critter ball coming out of the box like a 3D version toward the glass with the title.
Seen, right?
Yeah, with Critters 2 at the bottom of it, and he actually cut. Like it's got fur and everything on it as the ball, and he cut the faces off of like the boxes of the VHS tapes and like glued them onto the individual parts of the critter ball to make the ball.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it was $125, but he said he would give it to me for $110. But I didn't know. I was like, I can't spend this much money, and so my fiance or my wife turned around. She's like, "I'm gonna go get something to eat over here in this line real quick. I'll be back." So I just started walking around, and then once once my wife catches back up with me, she's like, let's go ahead and leave. Everything's done. I'm done looking. Let's just go ahead and go." So I was like, "Let me go back over. I think I'm gonna buy that again." So I go back over. And the guy is like, "Oh man, you just missed it. But some guy doing tattoos just got paid and came back over, and he bought the thing for full price." I was like, I was like let down. Like I was upset that I didn't get it. Like I passed on it at first because of the money, and then when I wanted it, it wasn't there, and I was pissed off.
The guy with the tattoo.
Like I was legitimately like upset about it. And,
no, I believe it. Yeah.
And I come home and I'm starting unpacking everything, and my wife is like, "Will you just close your eyes real quick? I got something I want to give you, and I'm going to film you doing it." And I was like, "Why?" So she starts recording, and she's like, "Okay, open up." And I pull it out of the bag, and it's that shadow box of Critters 2 thing. And I can't believe that she actually got it for me. It's really, really cool. I did a video update for my collection, and I posted it on the thing, so you got anybody can see it. But I want to give a shout out to this guy. I don't know his actual name, but if anybody is interested in purchasing anything like this, he does other critter stuff too. He said he had like 3 or 4 other ones that he already sold at the convention, like a critter's egg popping up out of the box, and they look really good. But his Instagram account is CuriousGood666, or his Facebook account is. I think it's the same thing for his Instagram. But
I'll be sure to follow him.
Yeah, CuriousGood666, and he says he doesn't ship like to anybody because he's had a lot of problems. Yeah, he's had a lot of problems in the past where he would ship something and somebody say that they either didn't get it or it was broken and that they wanted their money back, but they would never send the item back to him or anything like that. So he stopped doing it, and he's only selling stuff at conventions and events and stuff around. But he says that if he has a special order, there's a possibility that they could work something out to get them to ship it. Then there's a chance, but more than likely he wouldn't do it. But so if you guys are at a convention, look for this guy. He's definitely worth paying the $100 for these items because they are worth it.
And shout out to your wife because that's awesome. Are you going to put up the footage of you getting it?
No, I think I already deleted it.
Why, do you look like a wuss?
No, it was really hard to watch because my daughter was like running around beside me, like screaming, "Da da da da!"
Kids ruin everything, don't they?
So I think I should delete it off my phone, but it was just a cool story, and I wanted to add that.
No, it is. That's really fucking nice. Actually, I think at the end of this month, I'm going to be going down and meeting James from the Rehatch group, James T. Mills.
Oh yeah.
So he owns the drive in there. I think we're going to go a few times this summer. But he opens on April 27th, and he said he's going to bring in his Critters 2 props for me. So I'm really excited to actually be able to touch those in person, see them.
Where's he located?
He's in Pennsylvania, about 4 hours from me. That's where the drive-in is anyways. And he told me that he'd bring the props into the drive-in if I was making the trip out. But
that's about a 5 to 6 hour drive for me, I think.
Is it? You've looked it up before?
Well, yeah, I've been to Pennsylvania. I started to go to film school down there with the Tom Savini makeup effects school.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? I actually have a sealed Tom Savini VHS about him doing makeup effects from the early 90s. You want it?
I actually already have it.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Never mind.
But yeah, I was starting to go down there and do effects and stuff, and I got accepted into the school. Money-wise, I couldn't afford everything that was going on with it, so I had to deny. Sucks, but oh well.
Yeah, it's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, this summer, I don't know. I know you got your kid and everything. It would be cool if you could meet me and down there. We'd go fucking see. I think James was saying he was going to do like a Gremlins 1 and 2 showing. I think it'd be pretty sweet. But
that'd be cool. Oh, something else I want to talk about just really quickly. I know this has been a rambled on episode, but
those are our best ones.
It's been a month, almost a month to this date, since we've had any news regarding Critters: A New Binge.
Yeah.
And it makes me a little bit worried that we haven't heard anything. But on the other end, it makes me a little bit excited because if something is happening, then it would be happening now.
It would be.
And I messaged Jordan Rubin, the creator and director of the show, and usually if he doesn't reply back to me in a day, it's usually like a day or two later he'll at least see my message or something, right? Even if he doesn't reply back. And I messaged him like 2 weeks ago, and then a week ago, and then today, and he still hasn't even like seen those messages. So part of me is thinking he's gone. Like a part of me is thinking he's gone doing something for the show, like he's out filming it or casting or something.
Well, you play the positive, I'll play the negative. No.
He could very much well be ignoring me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're annoying, dude. No.
I'm sure they all think I am. I know the Kyoto brothers probably think I am because I don't know if you saw the video that James did with the Kyoto brothers.
Like, hey, Chris.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, we have a friend that would go crazy over this stuff. He was like, oh, James was like, yeah, I'm doing the video for him, and the Kyotos was like, oh, hey, Chris.
Yeah. Nah, they love you, man. I was bummed they didn't do a shout out to me.
It was funny though. I was like, yeah, they hate me.
No, they love you. Gotta do the Critters fan service,
But I don't think there's really anything else Critters related to talk about.
No, not really. Just say, they rule, Did you watch Critters 2 on Easter, I hope?
No, I was busy.
The one day of the year you don't watch it?
No, I usually do watch it, but we were getting so much stuff ready for the wedding.
No,
I didn't have time.
Man. I assume. Well, you missed a good Easter.
I did. Well, I did get a gift. I guess that was my wedding gift there, the Critters 2 behind the scenes footage.
That's great, man. Your wife's awesome. I'm happy for you. That's fucking sweet. Oh, shit. Well, let's see. What else can we jam about with some Critters here, man? I don't know. I'm hoping James is going to open up the fucking drive-in and play some Critters sometime.
It's going to be awesome. I don't know. He has to get permission from Warner Brothers to do that, so.
You know what? He has to get permission for all these films? Damn.
It'd be really cool if James did. Is it 35 millimeter?
Yeah.
James, if you're listening to this, you should contact Warner Brothers. You said you're doing Gremlins and Gremlins 2, therefore you have an in there to get, the footage or the films. You should try to get, Critters 1 and 2 and ask them if they have any other film like elements that you can show there, and they might be able to get like behind the scenes stuff like all on film that's been unedited.
That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah,
man.
ask if I don't know. Maybe I don't know how all that works, but if they just all already have that ready or not. But
well, I feel like he has shown Critters 2 once.
I have no idea.
I want to say, yeah, we should have James on the podcast sometime. Actually, I bet he'd be neat to talk to.
Yeah, especially talk to him about the prop.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, all right. So we're probably dragging it out now. So we'll probably end the podcast. What do you say?
I say we're good. So, guys, keep it real with the Critters. Keep watching Critters, and remember to kill more Krites.
Damn fucking right. You kill those Krites, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
Later.